Live from Cimarron-Memorial High School, this is the Game Time Game of the Week on Your View, presented by R.C. Willey. Your home, your way here in Las Vegas. It is the Spartans hosting the Longhorns. Alongside Spencer Pattison, I'm Will Connerly, and Spencer, a big battle tonight between two familiar foes.
You gotta love a rivalry battle. Of course, Legacy and Cimarron-Memorial know each other so darn well. They faced each other early on in the season, and Cimarron-Memorial had a big win on the road. Curious what we're going to get into here tonight.
The Spartans 5-0 in conference play. Meanwhile, the Longhorns 4-1, and that one came from that aforementioned matchup you just talked about, a 6-point victory for the Spartans in the first meeting. And we'll get into this tonight. It's the 7th time these two teams have met over the last 3 seasons. A lot of matchups in recent history. The 1 and 2 teams in the conference currently. Legacy won the league last year. The Spartans trying to do it this year. A team that's won 7 of the last 8, and average margin of victory 7 points. So close meetings between these two, including this season.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, both these teams are on a hot streak right now and have been for the majority of the season. And I mean, there's so many great moments from the year just looking back at it. And I mean, you take a look at this first game of the season. Gerald Patterson, 30 points in that game. That's huge.
And we'll talk a lot about him coming up next with our keys to the game. On the other side here from Las Vegas, the top 2 teams in the league go to battle tonight.
You're even prettier than the day we met.
Thanks, babe.
Your Honour, I object to this entire line of questioning on the grounds that it is not only irrelevant, but it also seeks to prejudice the jury against my client by introducing speculative and unfounded.
By the power of Keltron, I cast Magic Missile! Yes!
You're the youest you in your home. So make it your home, your way with R.C. Willey.
Hey, Reese, you hungry? You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You got a coleslaw right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello!
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here. We're coming to Thomas and Mack Center on February 18th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
Oh, Game Time on Your View is presented by R.C. Willey, your home, your way, and brought to you by Raising Cane's. One love. Lot of banners up here in the gym for the Spartans, for Cimarron-Memorial. They've won a lot of wrestling, cross country, and they're trying to get some banners up on the hardwood if they can win the regular season for a Sky Conference title, and they're on pace to do that. The top team in the league right now, and if they can get a victory tonight, they would have a 2-game lead on the conference standings with just 4 games to go.
That would be huge. I mean, going towards playoff play, you want to make that push. That'd be massive against a rivalry, in a rivalry game.
Absolutely. We'll have our keys to the game coming up right on the other side of this national anthem about to happen here in the gym at Cimarron-Memorial High School.
Color guard. 8. 3, set, colors.
Anthem done. Now we're set for battle. But first, our keys to the game brought to you by RC Willey. Your home, your way.
For Legacy, got to create and maintain their margin, of course, this season. They're plus 16.6 in scoring margin. They also have a really high scoring pace, so they got to keep that rolling and push it throughout this entire game against a really, really tough opponent. For Cimarron-Memorial, they got to manage Legacy's pressure. It's so suffocating and so impossible to get around. So if they can manage it, they'll be all right. And then, of course, rely on the experienced seniors. So many seniors in this Cimarron-Memorial lineup. If you can rely on them, you'll go a long, long way.
Returning all 5 of the juniors from last season that played a lot. They're locked and loaded. And let's get a glance at the starting lineup for the home team. The Spartans rocking with those experienced seniors as the starting lineups are being mentioned now. We'll give them to you as well. Christian Cardona, ball in his hands quite a bit. Second leading scorer, Terrence Mitchell, Josiah Arellano, and then their main guy, number 23, two-time league MVP, Gerald Patterson, and Daniel Brown as well. So the big three, Cardona, Patterson, and Brown out there for Coach Daryl Branham, who is looking to get this Spartans team mentioned. It's a massive matchup this evening with the top 2 teams in the league playing tonight.
Well, Gerald Patterson and Daniel Brown, man, they are fun to watch. You'll notice Gerald Patterson loves to be around the perimeter, take a lot of threes, and for the most part, he gets open and have Daniel Brown to get those rebounds, and he's also a very efficient scorer. He shot 62% from the field last season, and he looks to do that again this year and maybe even do better than that, as he's been all over the boards, and those putbacks are a huge, huge part of his game.
Yeah, the 2 big 6'4" forwards down low, providing a lot of size for the Spartans. But again, they're going up against a Legacy team that will try to slow them down with just relentless pressure. And we give you the starting lineup for the Longhorns. Jacob Bay, the point guard, rocking out there alongside with Jordan Perdue. A.J. Duke as well at guard, Zayden Jeffries and Chris Riley for the starting lineup for the Longhorns. So that's what you have right now as we get set for the matchup. Looking forward to this one, and it should be a lot of fun here this evening between these 2 teams. Really can't wait for this matchup. A lot on the line. Colin Darfor on the sideline for the Longhorns. For the Spartans, Daryl Branham, as we get set for action here in just a matter of moments.
I mean, there is just exciting basketball going on around this time of the year, all over the place, and especially in this gym tonight.
So we're underway. Opening tip controlled by the Longhorns. Jordan Perdue in the far corner. An early steal taken away by Cardona. Daniel Brown going to work, picks up his dribble. Flip up out top to Arellano, and left hand rolls off the iron from Patterson. They go to their main man early. Rebound collected by the Longhorns, and they're back up the other end.
Interesting to see how they use Patterson on the elbow. Normally he's floating around that 3-point line. Curious if their game plan has changed differently from early on in the year.
Patterson dropped 30 points against Legacy earlier this season. Even though he had strep throat, coach said he was not going to miss this rivalry game as the threes knocked down from Aaron A.J. Duke. And the scoring has started here for Legacy.
I mean, you expect a lot from Duke. In the first matchup against Cimarron-Memorial, he had 25 points, nearly matching Gerald Patterson. And he's a special player, and he can do some special things, especially against this defense.
The Spartans looking for a response. Cardona, Mitchell, Arellano, Patterson, and Brown. The first 5 out there. Those starting lineups for you, brought to you by Raising Cane's One Love. As they whip it around the perimeter. 3 from the corner, knocked down. A pair of triples for the Longhorns, and they're feeling it early from outside.
That was a beautiful look in the corner. Zayden Jeffries found himself on an island and was able to lift up, and here's another great defensive play.
They put it back in. Easy points once again. A couple more. Chris Riley getting involved in the scoring. And 8-0 the start for Legacy. 16-5 coming in, and the scoring starts for Daniel Brown. Doesn't get easier than that down low.
You're going to see him shoot very efficiently like he has all year. And I mean, he doesn't take a ridiculous amount of shots, but when he does, they look good.
Steele. Head of steam up the court. It's deflected, and a foul is charged against Jordan Purdue. And the first foul of the game, you get another look.
Man, this defense has been so strong from both sides, really. Just the way they can turn a steal into a bucket, and now, of course, you got some free throws. But a lot of defense here early.
So Patterson knocks down the first, the 6'4" senior forward. Just about 20 points a game and 10 rebounds a night, a double-double machine. And he misses on the second foul shot, splits the pair at the line.
I mean, this kid has a chance to do something special at the next level. We're excited to see where he goes. I mean, he is a phenomenal basketball player.
Recruiting just starting to pick up for the senior. Team starting to take notice. The 6'4" walking double-double that shoots 44% from the floor. Again, had a massive matchup in the meeting earlier this season, a 66-60 win for the Spartans. Now getting Longhorns at their home gym. Longhorns missing a 3. They've hit on 2, though. Early in this one, step inside. Reverse doesn't go from Brown, but he gets his own board, can't stick it back in. And it's out of play, going the Longhorns' way.
Yeah, I mean, there was a wide open Cardona in the corner there, and it looked like Daniel Brown just kind of kept it with himself. Went up twice, missed twice, and, you know, the first look maybe not all that great, but the second one, it really did look good. It just didn't fall. And to have Cardona in the corner wide open, you might as well just go with him to see what he can do.
Jacob Bay setting up the offense. And now Purdue with Patterson defending him. Trying to get the big man to move his feet defensively. A.J. Duke. Feed inside. Chris Riley kicking it out of play, and it's deflected by Terrence Mitchell to stay on this end.
Yeah, some good defense, of course. Legacy with the lead here early, and they're going to want to extend it. Cimarron's got to play some tight defense, especially down low, to stay in this one throughout the first quarter.
Interesting to see how they're going to attack the paint. Obviously, you have Patterson down low with the main assignment on Chris Riley, who's 6'5", the biggest body for the Longhorns. But if you are the Longhorns, you want to play inside to try to attack some of the best players for the Spartans as well, because those are the lead scorers. Try to get them in foul trouble, challenge them on defense as Chris Riley exits. And a quick substitution in for Amari Simon, who misses the layup. Just checked in off the bench. Pump faking on the 3 from the corner. Skip it across the court to Terrence Mitchell. Now Patterson has to pick up his dribble well away from the hoop. Wide open 3 fired, and nothing but net for Terrence Mitchell. He knocks it down. Smooth stroke from outside.
Just another key to this Cimarron team, that they can do so much damage from so many different players, just who can turn it on at the right time.
Missing the layup down low. It's Simon, who just checked in. A couple of misses on the low block for him. Now Patterson, another driving kick. Mitchell goes again, but it rolls off the back of the rim. Offensive board. Another 3. Cardona fires and splashes from outside. And the Spartans take their first lead after being down 8-0, a 9-0 sprint, and they're on top by 1.
I mean, that is a huge, it's an early comeback, but it's a comeback now nonetheless. They were down by 5. Of course, the offensive rebound was so huge. To find the open man, Cardona was just lingering on the edge to put that one in. I mean, a huge, huge advantage now for Cimarron to have a little bit of momentum, especially at home.
3 from Jeffress doesn't go. Three's fallen early. 8-0 start for the Longhorns, 9-0 response. And they continue that run with Cardona adding 2 more in. He's got 5 in the early going. 11-8, the Spartans are on top.
Well, when the defense is real tight on Patterson, someone else is going to have to step up. And that's exactly what Cardona has done on the last 2 possessions.
Whip it around to the corner, and it's an error ball from Jacob Bay. Rebound collected by Arellano. They want to run in transition. Patterson goes up, block is called, and they're going to count it.
I love the idea for a charge, but when Gerald Patterson is coming down the lane, there's not much you can do. That's just a beautiful play, able to put that in through contact.
So Patterson, another trip at the foul line, shoots about 70% at the stripe and makes his second foul shot of the evening. Already with 4 of the 14 for the Spartans. 14 consecutive points for the home team.
I mean, that is so huge to come out and be that competitive on both offense and defense early on.
2 of the top teams in 4A going at it tonight. Yes, the 1 and 2 teams in the league, but both of these teams by Max Preps and local outlets are 2 of the top 5 teams in all of 4A in the state. As the three-pointer rolls off from the left, he can't be put back in, but another offensive board. Moore kicks it out, drive down the lane, easy layup for Gerald Patterson.
It's kind of one of those broken plays where Cimarron just took advantage of 2 offensive boards, and then the defense isn't set at all. Here comes Gerald Patterson out of nowhere, it seems, right down the line.
A 16-0 run for the Spartans. Once upon a time, they were down by 8. Now they're doubling up on the Longhorns. What's been the difference in this response right now?
I mean, you can say it's the offense, but I think it's the opposite. I think the defense has been so strong, just suffocating Legacy. They haven't had any good looks, and the looks that they have had have not really done too well because Gerald Patterson's down in the paint, and he's done a phenomenal job.
Forces a miss there and brings the ball up the court. Early paint touch, they kick it out. Cardona thought about firing the trigger. Instead, they'll set up some offense. Some heavy pressure. Feed it inside. Patterson gets the defender to leave his feet, but misses the layup. It's collected by Simon. And then deflected out of play by Mitchell. He's really active on the wing defensively as he comes off, and a check-in for Tala Farouk, who checks in for the first time, the sophomore, number 21 in white.
And both these teams are hungry for steals, jumping at anything they can.
And travel called on the catch in the corner from Simon.
Got a little too excited there before he put the ball on the ground.
Dealing with this Longhorns press, a key to the game coming in, and so far the Spartans have handled it extremely well.
I mean, I think so, going on a 16-0 run. I mean, how much better could you get?
Well, they may look for more here. Firing from 3, just off the mark from Cardona. Stepping inside and getting the roll, Amari Simon on his 3rd try, finds a bucket down low, makes it a 6-point game. More importantly, stops that 16-0 run. 3 from the top from Cardona.
Well, Cardona saw the bucket, and quickly got a bucket of his own.
And answer back threes being traded at the end of the first quarter. Xavier Christopher knocking it down from outside. So back-to-back threes to close the opening frame. It's a 6-point ball game as Christopher rises, fires, connects as we go to the second quarter. Coming up on the other side here on Your View.
The school rivalries, the roar of the crowd, the passion and drive, the team chemistry. One shot can win it all. It's more than a game. It's Las Vegas game time on Your View. Tune in for Virgin Valley versus Moapa Valley girls basketball on Cox Channel 51. Streaming at watch.yourview.com and the Your View app.
Dear Harlem Globetrotters, we love you.
I love your dunks.
Adios.
The long shot.
4-point shot!
I love your history.
A trailblazer.
All the cool tricks.
You make me laugh.
Come back soon.
We're coming to Thomas and Mack Center on February 18th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
Well, Legacy started the game on an 8-0 run. Now they're down by 6 points as it was a 16-0 run response by the Spartans, and 19-13 6-point lead for the Spartans. As we start the second quarter alongside Spencer Patterson, I'm Will Connerly. We're happy to be with you this evening for this massive 4A Sky Conference battle between the top two teams in the league, and they're throwing runs at each other in the first quarter.
It's proven to be a good one so far. Both teams are still battling.
Start of the second, three off the back of the rim there from A.J. Duke, who hit a triple in the first quarter. And that's one way, Spencer, this press has been dissolved, is just the quick pace up the court by the Spartans. They know coming in, not given much time for pressure to happen, and you can have that happen when you don't have to carry the ball out of the hoop. Getting a lot of stops down the stretch, and another chance for a three-point play. A little bit shaken up is Cardona. He's already got 10 points as he falls down to the hardwood.
And he had 9 points in the first outing. I mean, just a beautiful fake pass, and that was a lot of contact right there. To be able to finish through that kind of contact takes a lot of effort. He's had a really, really impressive day today, and of course, he keeps adding on to his total. It's early on in the second quarter, already at 11 points.
The first to double digits tonight. 11 of the 21 have come from Christian Cardona for the Spartans. Top of the key, three. Just off the mark, Chris Riley gets the rebound. Kicks out for Jacob Bay. And they make him pay on the offensive board. Bay connecting from outside.
Man, another broken play there on the offensive rebound. They trapped up top at the top of the key, and when the shot went up, Gerald Patterson was already going down the floor waiting for an outlet pass, and that left the corner wide open for Jacob Bay, and he was able to drill it with nobody around.
The Longhorns, not really one guy that is an all-out scorer for this team. They have a lot of variety, which makes them so tough to defend coming down from North Las Vegas for this big-time battle. They haven't had a player make multiple field goals in this game, but with 16 points, 6 different players now with a basket for the Longhorns. Well diversified offensively so far.
I think it's great to be diversified, but you really need somebody to step up. Like early on in the season against Cimarron-Memorial, it was A.J. Duke, who had 25. They need somebody to step up. It doesn't need to be by a lot, but someone's got to take over.
And Zayden Jeffries, someone who can do that at 16 and 8. D'Anthony Rabb at 22 earlier this week, and he's yet to score in this game. So a lot of options. Cardona from three off the back of the rim, but an easy putback for Terrence Mitchell. He's got 5.
Just beautifully executed, and of course, this Cimarron-Memorial team is not going to back off anytime soon.
A.J. Duke directing the offense. Legacy starting on an 8-0 run in this game. Now they find themselves down by 8. As Chris Riley commits the turnover.
It's costly turnover. Of course, time is flying by almost halfway through the second quarter. And, you know, you're down by 8. You got to make something happen, and a travel is not going to cut it.
A lot of unforced errors for the Longhorns after that quick start, but they force a steal here, trying to go quickly. It looked like the ball got kicked there by Arellano, and it'll stay with the Longhorns.
And that was, I mean, for Cimarron-Memorial, they broke that press really well. They were really composed, really calm, but it wasn't until they get it to the free throw line where it kind of gets broken up, and I think just a bit of a miscue to pass allowed that to happen. But Legacy putting the pressure on all sides of the floor. It's still important, even when you're down 8, it becomes even more important to put pressure on and not let off the gas whatsoever.
So Longhorns start on an 8-0 run. Spartans respond on a 16 consecutive point run of their own. The lead by 6 after the end of the first, now up by 8. 3 miss from the corner there from Jeffress. But Duke fighting on the hardwood for the board. Gets it up to Jeffress, who's back down low, and then it's batted out of play. Last off of Arellano, who's trying to save it. We'll stay on this end with the Longhorns.
Yeah, I don't know if Arellano needed to save that ball. And I mean, great hustle there, but that might have gone out of bounds off of Legacy. Instead, he went to go save it and stepped out of bounds before he could even attempt.
On about the 3, gets the defender to leave his feet. Jordan Purdue. See this 5-out offense, 1 man down low, but nobody occupying the paint in this man-to-man setup for the Spartans. Duke working on Patterson, takes it inside, a driving kick out for Jeffress, and he buries it.
That's a great 3 for Jeffress. He had a 3 early on in the game, and you know, to come back and do that after a prolonged possession is pretty massive.
They go right back down low, spinning in the lane is Gerald Patterson for 2 more.
A bit of a mismatch there. Was about 5 inches taller than his defender and was able to lift that up real easy.
Jeffress back to back from the corner.
He's got 3 threes tonight, and they all have been really, really solid. Of course, that corner treating him well.
Back down low, and a whistle is called. It's a walk against Daniel Brown. And Zayden Jeffress, 3 threes tonight, 9 points for the Longhorns. 3 games ago had 16 points and 8 rebounds and a 4-point win. Back on the 14th, and that was their closest game that they've played this season. He stepped up in a big way. You'd expect it to be close tonight. With all the close affairs these 2 rivals have had over the years, and Jeffress is working as he fades away on the baseline.
Well, I mentioned that someone's got to get hot, someone's got to get going, and Zayden Jeffress is that guy right now.
Driving down the lane, straight down the hardwood is Gerald Patterson. And the 2-time league MVP with a full head of steam earns a foul shot. He gets to the foul line quite a bit. His 100th attempt of the year upcoming, and for being a guy at 6'4", he knows how to get to the charity stripe.
Well, 6'4", and I think he adds probably a good 4 or 5 inches with his hair.
Looks pretty nice.
I wish I could get something that nice and fluffy.
Looking pretty good, and looking good at the foul line as well as he converts on both. He's in double figures. He and Christian Cardona both with double figures already for the Spartans. Just up by 4. Legacy in this ball game had the early lead at 8-0, but then lost it quickly. They're getting back into this one with some threes in the play of Zayden Jeffress. Micah Cesar misses from distance. The tight 4-point ball game we have here at Cimarron-Memorial. Step back from 3, off the mark from Cardona.
I mean, if you were to tell me that Cimarron-Memorial went on a 16-0 run and it's a 4-point game with 3 minutes to go, I wouldn't believe you. But here we are.
And it shows that 8-0 start, how big it played for Legacy to just be down by 4. You see the drive inside by Jordan Purdue, getting Patterson to leave his feet there. Longhorns trying to trigger it into the hot hand, and Jeffress deflected out of play.
I mean, you got to feed him. I'm curious if Gerald Patterson will focus his defense on him.
Inside is Jordan Purdue, the 7th different Longhorn to make a field goal tonight.
They're varying it up, and I mean, that was just a great play on the inbounds pass. Was able to find the open man, and he was wide open underneath the basket.
Well off from Patterson as he rises from the elbow. Longhorns on the run.
That was a great feed. Patterson just a little too tall down in the paint. He had a great closeout.
Last time Legacy led is when it was 8-6. Now they're just down by 2. They commit a turnover, but it's back up the other end. Longhorns take it back away. Duke driving, kick out to Jeffress. Back out to Duke. He hits and we're tied.
And that play would not have happened, of course, without the Xavier Christopher Steele. And man, he did a great job with a pump fake to make the gap open up, down low, and then that forced a lot of switching going on the defense to give A.J. Duke an open look.
Corner 3 doesn't go. Arellano fighting for the board. Somehow it's taken away by Jordan Purdue, and the Longhorns wanted a timeout with the ball in their hands in the corner. We're all knotted up at 28 with 95 seconds to go in the second quarter. What a ball game we have in our hands.
It's been a game of runs, and the fact that we're tied shows a lot from both of these teams. Of course, Cimarron-Memorial came in early in this season, took down Legacy on the road in a big game, and Legacy, you know that's what they've been thinking about all year.
They certainly have. They just have one conference loss, and that is to the Spartans, and we're all knotted up right now. Coming up at halftime, we will have some highlights for you from the first half. Look at some keys upcoming for the second half, and look around the league as well, along with some stats from the matchup for our Raising Canes at the half here on Your View. So stay tuned with us for that. Halftime coming up with 95 seconds to go until the intermission.
I'm excited for it.
Certainly are.
I'm excited. I'm really curious in this last 90 seconds what they decide to do in Legacy and Cimarron-Memorial, because they've both been so competitive, and I'd say Legacy definitely has the momentum currently.
A lot of people on the edge of their seat for our Raising Canes halftime show, but a few more ticks on the clock until we get there. A kick out, open 3. Williams takes it inside. The driving kick action working for the Longhorns. Torque it to the corner, left short by Williams. And A.J. Duke commits a foul. His first.
I mean, to have a lead going into halftime is actually so important just mentally, to be able to say, yeah, we're ahead after a really tough first half. So I think both these teams will be fighting for the last shot.
And the Spartans may have it here with Cardona. Ball in his hands, looking to get a good look. He's had a good first half with 11 points and draws contact. Grayson Williams commits the foul.
Man, if Williams just kept his hands out, I think he could have forced Cardona out of bounds or in a really tricky situation. Instead gets called for a foul, which is frustrating.
Well, with the foul shots coming up for Cardona. And he sinks the first, now with a dozen to lead all scores in this ball game. Ariano checking into the game, the senior for this senior-led Spartans team. Score quite a bit, 55-plus points in each of their last 9 games. They've won 2 straight, but both teams on a good stretch right now.
Oh, big steal. Extend the lead.
Spartans ahead by 1 after the Cardona foul shot. Daniel Brown driving in the lane, but he gets called for the charge.
Yeah, that is a huge play from Amari Simon. Posted up, feet set, ready to take the charge. You know, I think charges need a little bit more recognition in this world, and that was a beautiful, beautiful charge. Let's take another look at it. Was ready to go. He saw it. He saw the vision all the way through, was ready to take the contact.
So Brown picks up a foul. And now final shot chance for the Longhorns. They trigger from deep. A.J. Duke making it rain.
The confidence and the poise to take that from such a deep range. Man, he's a special player.
He steps into the shot with confidence. Mentioned he had 25 in the last meeting. And another foul is called. So with 3 seconds left, it's the Spartans who have Grayson Williams pick up his second personal, and they send Cardona to the line with just 3 seconds to play.
That is the same exact situation as the last time Cardona went to the line. I mean, Grayson Williams, just got to keep your hands out on that sideline. You could force him out of bounds or in a really tricky spot once again. Instead, he's got 2 chances.
And he splits those. He's got 13. Time about to expire in the second. Last second heave doesn't go. 1 point game at the break. A.J. Duke's late 3. And he knocks it down, stepping into the shot with all the confidence in the world.
Pretty. That's all I got to say. That was a pretty shot from A.J. Duke.
So A.J. Duke sends the Longhorns into the locker room. They're up by 1.
You're even prettier than the day we met.
Thanks, babe.
Your Honor, I object to this entire line of questioning on the grounds that it is not only irrelevant, but it also seeks to prejudice the jury against my client by introducing speculative and unfounded.
By the power of Keltron, I cast Magic Missile! Yes!
You're the youest you in your home. So make it your home your way with RC Willie.
Hey, Reese, you hungry? You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You got the coleslaw right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello.
The school rivalries, the roar of the crowd, the passion and drive, the team chemistry. One shot can win it all. It's more than a game. It's Las Vegas game time on YourView. Tune in for Virgin Valley versus Moapa Valley girls basketball on Cox Channel 51. Streaming at watch.yourview.com and the YourView app.
Welcome to the Raising Cane's halftime show here on YourView. Raising Cane's one love, and it's a 1-point ball game here at Cimarron-Memorial High School here in Las Vegas. When the top 2 teams meet here in 4A Sky Conference play, you can expect a close battle. It was a 2-possession game earlier in the year, but right now Legacy ahead by 1 at half after they went up by 8, then down by 8, and now they're up by 1. A back and forth first half of action.
It's gone back and forth, like you said, but I think the end of the first half was so huge. They had a lot of great plays. Of course, Zayden Jeffries up to 11 points total. He's had a heck of a night, but A.J. Duke's deep 3, a deep 3 like that can shift a lot of momentum, especially going into the locker room.
Duke, really good job with that late 3. He's done well with 8 points. And then, of course, Jeffress with 11. On the other side, Christian Cardona hit a lot of early threes. He leads all scorers with 13. Gerald Patterson for the Spartans has 10 points. But it is really tight margins. Both teams letting it fly from downtown. And it is back and forth pace for Legacy, a win tonight would force a tie in first place in the standings. Meanwhile, if the Spartans win, it's huge for them. They would have a 2-game lead in the conference standings with just 4 games to go. So a lot on the line in this second half.
I mean, a huge game, huge rivalry, and excited to see how the rest of this one plays out. So many great moments in the first half, and I don't think that the second half will disappoint.
Absolutely. Legacy on a 7-game win streak. They lead by 1 here at halftime. We'll have more of our Raising Cane's halftime show here on Your View on the other side.
Hey, Reese, you hungry? You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You got the coleslaw right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello.
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here. We're coming to Thomas and Mack Center on February 18th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
Dear Harlem Globetrotters, we love you.
I love your dunks.
Alley-oops.
The long shot.
4-point shot!
I love your history.
A trailblazer.
All the cool tricks.
You make me laugh.
Come back soon.
We're coming to Thomas and Mack Center on February 18th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
The school rivalries, the roar of the crowd, the passion and drive, the team chemistry.
Here on the Raising Cane's halftime show here on Your View, Raising Cane's 1 love, 1-point ball game. Legacy ahead by a point. It was a back and forth first half full of 3-pointers on either side. Longhorns came out stepping into it from the perimeter with confidence. The Spartans then answered, and let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. A lot of long balls coming out.
Yeah, here's A.J. Duke from way downtown. Of course, gotta love some deep balls. How about that corner 3, though? Gotta love a good corner 3. And, of course, it's Zayden Jeffries who's been so stellar. Christian Cardona gives it up. Terrence Mitchell downtown. Gotta love it. Terrence Mitchell misses there, but here's an offensive rebound. And, of course, that's been a huge factor to Cimarron-Memorial's game to be able to take advantage of those broken plays. It's Cardona with a big-time 3, and there's Jeffries. Oh, what's that? In another corner. He loves those corners, and he's been so fun to watch.
They hit multiple threes from the corner in that first half. You see another one there, and then Duke from distance just stepping into it with confidence. He's fired up for his team, and so are the Legacy faithful and the Spartan faithful that have come to watch this primetime battle tonight. 2 teams that feel that they have a lot to prove, both ranked in the top 5 in Max Prep's rankings in the state of 4A. And a lot on the line, because when you think about winning the Sky Conference, if you win the conference, you get a first-round bye in the postseason. That's what Legacy had last year, an automatic entry into the quarterfinals in 4A within your division. They split it up between North and South, but with that being said, you have a great chance, and we'll see who's going to ultimately have that coming up when we step aside and have the second half on the horizon. 1-point ball game when we come back.
Dear Harlem Globetrotters, we love you.
I love your dunks.
Alley-oops.
The long shot.
4-point shot!
I love your history.
A trailblazer.
All the cool tricks.
You make me laugh.
Come back soon.
We're coming to Thomas and Mack Center on February 18th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
You're even prettier than the day we met.
Thanks, babe.
Your Honour, I object to this entire line of questioning on the grounds that it is not only irrelevant, but it also seeks to prejudice the jury against my client by introducing speculative and unfounded.
By the power of Keltron, I cast Magic Missile! Yes!
You're the youest you in your home. So make it your home your way with RC Willie.
Hey, Reese, you hungry? You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You go to coleslaw right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello.
At the break, it's a 1-point ball game. The Longhorns lead, but the Spartans lead in the league standings. We look at the 4A Sky Conference standings right now, and you see the top two teams in the league, Cimarron-Memorial and Legacy. They're battling tonight, so Legacy, they can be tied with the Spartans at the end of the evening. So they get a win tonight, but for the Spartans, they could have a 2-game lead on the conference standings with a victory. That's why this game is so crucial right now at this stage of the season as you look at the league standings.
We're starting to get towards the end of the year, closer and closer every day. And at this point in the year, every win matters, but I think this one might be the biggest.
A big game between two contenders in the state and this conference in general. And Legacy ahead by 1. Underway for the second half. Spencer Patterson, Will Connerly, happy to be alongside you on your view this evening. Zayden Jeffress, touchdown low there to Amari Simon, starting in the ball game. Nice feed down low, and a foul is called, and it looks like Daniel Brown is going to pick up his second personal. As Jordan Purdue draws the contact. Really nice find here by Simon on the low block.
Yeah, great look down there. And of course, when you got two guys on you, it's not easy to get a shot up, but Purdue did a great job of finding a bit of a gap and, of course, drawing the foul.
Purdue misfires on the first. Had 2 points in the first half for the 6'2" sophomore small forward. And he comes up empty at the line. And now first possession for the Spartans in this second half, and they'll deal with the press of the Longhorns.
You know, one thing I realized from Legacy that they did really, really well in the first half was down low after they missed their own shot and Cimarron picks up the rebound, they trap immediately. And I think that is so, so important, especially if you don't get the rebound. You might be able to force a quick steal because that is not what Cimarron's expecting. And no basketball team would really expect that right away.
Daniel Brown turns it over. Simon with the steal. Brown was trying to drive down low with the big men. They've been driving with the big guys, Brown and Patterson, in this game, but it's afforded some driving kick open threes, but also caused some turnovers. And there's a turnover. Christian Cardona takes it away. Run up the lane, easy layup blown. They miss the bunny, and there it's Simon forcing the miss on Brown as the Spartans can't convert the easy one after the steal, and the rebound collected by Jordan Purdue. The Longhorns have it.
That hurts. I mean, that would have taken the lead for Cimarron, which would have been huge. Unfortunately, unable to get the basket, and 3 after that as well.
A.J. Duke had that big 3 at the end of the first half. Gets the Longhorns into their half-court set. The Longhorns are a team that they've traveled really well, have not lost a road game this season. Again, their only loss is to the Spartans in league play, but they're 10-1 dating back to last season in road games. Colin Darfor's squad plays really well away from their home gym in North Las Vegas.
I believe that was a foul on A.J. Duke in the paint as he gets called for a moving screen.
Second on Duke. As they move it around the perimeter, Cardona trying to set the offense up. Plenty of space. You get the bigs to try to move their feet and set some screens. Affords an open three up top. Miss short, but put back in by Jacob Bay. Or check that, that's Josiah Arellano with his first 2 of the night. And the Spartans take back the lead.
You know, very defensive third quarter here, and both teams starting out slow.
3 buried. A.J. Duke taking that strong shooting at the end of the first half here to start the third quarter. And a foul called on Patterson's pursuit on the other side. But how about A.J. Duke? 11 points and a couple triples for him as well in recent action. You know he had that big ball game last time the two teams met, and he's showing it here.
I mean, that's exactly what Cimarron has to expect with him because he had such a great game against them early on in the year. And the fact that he's still able to find space and make these big shots is extremely fun to watch, one, but also impressive considering how good this Cimarron defense is.
Long 3 there from Terrence Mitchell. A.J. Duke back up the floor. Driving kick out for 3. It's off there from Jeffress. Second chance doesn't go either. Arellano with the rebound. Cardona looking for Mitchell in transition. He can't drop it in.
And Duke was wide open in the corner for a moment. Just went unseen.
Looking for a touchdown low. Amari Simon evades the defender, goes up high off the glass, and Amari Simon with a nice move in the paint for the 6'2 junior.
Hey, he's been pretty impressive, and you know, he'll likely grow a few more inches going into next year, at least you hope, right? But no, he's a fun player to watch.
Right back on the attack, Gerald Patterson. 4th time tonight he's taken shots from the foul line, drawing them here. Look at the spin move there by Patterson.
He is an athlete. I mean, just straight up, and of course hasn't been able to dominate the way he normally does, but all things considered, he's still having a great night and still a lot of game to be played.
One of 2 Spartans already in double digits this evening. And the lefty stroke from the line, pure for Patterson, the 2-time league MVP with a dozen. And the Spartans down by 2 points. Such a big matchup. Come in close order. Simon right back to work in the paint. He earns a trip to the foul line this time. Simon didn't start the game, but starts the second half and makes some plays down low.
He's great defensively, and now he's really starting to show up here in the second half offensively. And I mean, it's no easy feat to get around these big men down low. I mean, Gerald Patterson has been a really big presence in the paint, so the fact that he's able to get these looks, pretty sweet. Just through contact, great look.
So Simon unable to convert, keeps it a 2-point ball game, and turned over looking for Patterson driving down the lane. Simon back up the floor, and he turns it over. Called for the walk, falling down to the hardwood.
Well, they're using Simon a lot. Of course, he had the fast break, but the ball has been in his hands a lot in this third quarter. Didn't see that a ton in the first half of play. They really relied on A.J. Duke and Zayden Jeffries. So interesting to see the slight game plan change. See if they keep rocking with him.
And sees they want to try to establish the paint. It's quick stoppage here at Cimarron-Memorial. Not sure exactly why. The officials conversing toward the scorer's table. And it looks like they assessed a technical foul against the Spartans. That's going to afford foul shots for Legacy.
It's already a tight game.
Wow.
This proved to be pretty big down the stretch.
So A.J. Duke, free shots at the line, converts the first. He's now got 12. Knocks them both down. So, wow. Legacy takes a 4-point lead. They were down by 8 in the first half after a 16-0 run from the Spartans. Took a 1-point lead into the locker room, have extended it to 4 now.
And they get the ball, too. I mean, that is a huge, huge advantage for Legacy.
Check inside and down low, looking for Jeffress. Another foul called on that most recent foul. Crew telling us that illegal substitution is what we believe the call to be, which afforded the foul shots there for the Longhorns and A.J. Duke to extend the lead to 4 points. Another foul called on the floor, and they get it into Simon early. 2 defenders on him. He spins, turns, and hits.
Well, you can tell why he gets the basketball. I mean, just so confident in the paint, but also a mismatch down low. He's much taller than his defender.
And trying to answer spinning is the lefty Patterson. He can't convert, but Cardona's there. He feeds it down low. Nice dish by Cardona, and Patterson finishes.
And the other way, quick, man. A.J. Duke went flying through the air.
A.J. Duke with 15 points. Torrid pace here, and Patterson answers back.
What a sequence from both sides. Some fast-paced basketball after really a great defensive third quarter. I mean, take a look at this spin move. You gotta love that. I mean, if you're Amari Simon, he was going all up, no fouls, but I mean, just a great play from Patterson.
He connects, so Duke with 15, but Patterson converts on the three-point play, and he's got 17, the 2 leading scorers in this game, trading blows, 3-point ball game. Intense here with 2 of the top teams in the state battling tonight. Here on Your View.
Down a possession here. Would love a 3.
They had an open look by Cardona. Now he takes it inside, floats it. Too strong, but gets his own miss. Tied up with Simon. How about the guard and Cardona getting his miss? He tried to drop it in on the drive.
That was a great floater. Able to get that separation that he needed to be able to put that floater up. Of course it missed, but we'll take that shot any day.
And that shot there by Arellano doesn't go. Simon gets the miss and then collides with Cardona up the floor. Then A.J. Duke responds. He's got 17 now.
He's starting to heat up, Will. I mean, you don't want that guy getting hot.
And Patterson drawing more contacts on the floor, it looks like, with Patterson being fouled early, but for Patterson and Duke, they combined for 55 points last time, the 2 leading scorers for either team in the first meeting. Daryl Branham, head coach for Cimarron-Memorial, loves the work he gets out of Patterson. Is Duke right there. He's got 17, and Patterson playing for head coach Daryl Branham, 10th season for him. He's got Patterson filling it up tonight as well. 18 points for him. So the 2 leading scorers who combined for 55 last time, 30 for Patterson, even with strep throat in the first meeting between these 2 teams that came down to a 2-possession game. He had 30, now has 19. We're here in the third quarter with 2 minutes to go. Then Duke, who had 25. Similar script. He's got 17, so the 2 lead men doing a lot in a 3-point ball game. Legacy leading right now. Let's look at the upcoming schedule. Just 4 league games for either team as the season is about to expire after tonight. Just 4 league games left as you see it for both sides, and both teams going to have 2 at home, 2 on the road to finish the year. The big thing is they both still have to play Shadow Ridge one more time, who's currently 3rd in the league standing. So Legacy at Shadow Ridge to finish the year, the other contender within this conference, and both of these teams will have to see them down the stretch here in the schedule.
I mean, you each play the same opponents, so you're going to see the same competition. It'll really be, I mean, whoever comes out on top is going to deserve it, and that's for sure.
Absolutely, and what you mean is this evening comes down to really, you can essentially say, and obviously other things can happen. Shadow Ridge can go on a run, but essentially tonight, the winner of this game puts themselves in a great position to at least get a share of the regular season title. They'd have the same record, and they would have their only losses be to each other, and probably setting up for potentially a 3rd meeting in the postseason between these 2 teams. And it's what everyone would sign up for. They played 4 times last year, even had a game in the summer. They've just seen each other a lot, and it's developed into a big-time rivalry for these teams. 7th meeting over the last 2 years between these 2 teams, as it's misfired from the corner there by Jeffress and picked up by the Spartans.
And these are 2 teams at very similar skill levels. Just always going to be a battle between these rival schools.
Cardona can't drop it in. High off the window. In each of the last 4 years, these 2 teams have finished 1st or 2nd in their respective leagues. They've been consistent, and Cardona's been consistent tonight. His 3rd from outside.
And a quick steal for Cimarron, all tied up. Huge possession upcoming.
$16 points for Cardona, but Patterson back to work as well. And a run right now for the Spartans from down 4 to now maybe up by 3. If Patterson can convert at the line, he's now over 20 points on the night.
He's a special player. Just finding any lane he can get, just carving up the defense. Phenomenal.
22 for Patterson, and the Longhorns turn it over. A 7-0 sprint here for the Spartans. Had a little bit of weather in the storm there, down by 5, down by 4 a moment ago, but as we get toward the end of the 3rd quarter, up by 3. Back-to-back 3-point plays. The 3-pointer from Cardona. He knocked it down, now has 16 and 22 for Patterson as he converts the 3-point play the old-fashioned way, and now a 3-point lead for the Spartans.
Well, every time Cimarron goes on a run, Legacy is always fighting back. So if Cimarron can take advantage of this lead, keep it, they're going to be in a really great spot if they can just eliminate the momentum for Legacy.
Tight battle right now. And here on Your View, glad you've been able to join us throughout this season for our Your View Las Vegas Game of the Week here on Game Time, presented by RC Willey. More broadcasts coming down your way as well. YouTube.com/YourViewShows is how you can see, or visit YourView.com for our upcoming games. Next, you have Liberty and Coronado, and then we finish out the year after that. Virgin Valley and Mopa Valley coming up after that. A couple games left on our TV broadcast schedule as Josiah Arellano rains one in from distance.
Great look outside, and it's Arellano, who hasn't really been a forefront of this offense, getting in there.
And back down low, Amari Simon earning a trip to the foul line. Here in a 9-0 run by the Spartans. Had a 16-0 run in the 1st quarter, then trailed by 4 here in the 3rd, but going a 9-0 run now, up by 6. And knocked down by Simon.
Simon's coming alive here in this second half. 6'2", and still looks huge down there.
And taken away there by Patterson. Here with Cardona, ball in his hands. Now Patterson. Cardona driving inside is Patterson. Needs to spend at the foul line all night long.
I mean, he's getting a lot of points at the line. Might as well stick around while you can. I mean, you got to love Cardona going up there. I mean, he's been a threat. Those floaters are lethal.
Misses the first foul shot. We checked that tonight. We've been referring to Amari Simon, number 15. It's actually DeAnthony Rabb, player we highlighted early in the game, listed as number 3 on our roster. Actually, number 15 you see in the uniform. He's had a big third quarter with 6 points. One of their league guys had 22 in their most recent conference win over Shadow Ridge. And he's played a big role here down the stretch in the third. Tight ball game as we go to the fourth quarter.
You're even prettier than the day we met.
Thanks, babe.
Your Honor, I object to this entire line of questioning on the grounds that it is not only irrelevant, but it also seeks to prejudice the jury against my client by introducing speculative and unfounded.
By the power of Keltron, I cast Magic Missile. Yes!
You're the youest you in your home. So make it your home your way with RC Willie.
You hungry? You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You got the Collins law right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello.
Heading to the fourth quarter of action alongside Spencer Pattison, I'm Will Connerly. 51-45 the score. And it is the Spartans on top right now. Looking for the season sweep over Legacy. But Legacy looking for a strong fourth quarter and trying to claim a share of first place in the conference if they can win this one with the Spartans here tonight. As they just have one league loss, Legacy just one league loss, and it came to the Spartans earlier this year in trying to avoid a second to the same team.
In fourth quarter, that's where the big moments are. Who will succeed? I mean, Cimarron has been so phenomenal throughout the year. And in this game, in the third quarter specifically, the runs that they went on and to be able to take this lead is so massive.
3 from out front from Jeffress, their second leading scorer on the season, over 14 points a game. He's got 11 right now. And now from outside, it's misfired by A.J. Duke. A big third quarter for DeAnthony Rabb, and Duke goes again. It's in and out. Jeffress gets the offensive board. Another 3-ball try, and this time it's banged in. Xavier Christopher from distance.
Well, I mean, here in this second half, it really hasn't been Jeffress or A.J. Duke that have stepped up, and you really need somebody. So far for Legacy, that's been Amari Simon, but it just hasn't been enough.
On the drive, there's Zayden Jeffress. A couple more for him.
I mean, I believe that is his first basket of the second half. And, you know, he has been pretty quiet here in the second half nonetheless. Just a great bucket that he's able to get. Maybe that'll ignite something.
Brown on the baseline and taken away by D'Anthony Rabb, the 6'6" senior forward. Apologies earlier identifying him as Amari Simon, but it's number 15, D'Anthony Rabb, who has 6 points, and most of those coming in the third quarter. Didn't start the ball game, but came in and made a big impact here in the quarter and scores 12 points a game. Big impact player for this squad, and it's put in there by Terrence Mitchell. He's now got 7.
Yeah, right place, right time for Mitchell. He's able to sneak around behind everyone, and great putback.
3-point ball game. Screws tight on this one. Xavier Christopher. Out down to Rabb. He goes up with the right hand, gets his own miss, and gets fouled in the process. D'Anthony Rabb has been so big for Legacy during this win streak. Had 22 points in the Longhorns' most recent conference win when they scored 85. And they've just been filling it up recently, scoring about 80 points per game during this 7-game win streak. D'Anthony Rabb, one reason why, and he connects now with 7 points, all coming in the second half for number 15, D'Anthony Rabb. One of 3 double-digit scorers for this high-powered offense for Legacy.
He's tall, 6'6". He's able to do a lot down low.
Gets his own miss, earns trip to the foul line, making it a 1-point ball game. So buckle up for some fun. Battle for first place in the 4A Sky Conference. On the line down the stretch here. Oh, feed inside. Orellano cannot convert.
Phenomenal ball movement. Got to make that.
They retain it, though. Now Patterson, drive, kick, fire. Cardona doesn't get the roll. Patterson fighting on the glass, but it's up to Duke, and now free layup in transition. Nobody back to catch Zayden Jeffress.
And just a broken play. I mean, Zayden Jeffress pulled the old LaMelo ball and went cherry picking.
Didn't get back, but didn't need to. And a quick offensive possession, and Jeffress right there with now 15 points. Cardona trying to set things up. Crossover drive and kick out to Mitchell. Back to Cardona. Lines up the 3. It's in and out. D'Anthony Rabb. Another run out up the floor. And the Longhorns not stopped in transition right now. 8 points for Xavier Christopher. And Legacy ahead by 3 midway through the 4th.
Yeah, Christopher, I mean, he went for a kind of an unorthodox closeout on Cardona and was able to get a head start on the fast break. Instead of putting his hands up, he ducked under Cardona, and I honestly think that is enough to throw him off. Like, oh, he didn't put his hands up. What the heck just happened? Why did he do that? Make you think just a little bit longer, and I mean, it put him in great position down the floor.
And the pass by D'Anthony Rabb as well after the miss to just heave it up the court, number 15. Having a really good game, and Longhorns taking advantage of those runouts after misses, going quickly for their last 2 baskets to now have a 3-point edge. Back to action. Patterson to trigger it in. Has it off to Cardona, but he turned it over.
Out of bounds, and I think Cardona's saying that he was pushed, but I mean, that ball was not put in a great spot for Cardona to receive it. It was almost all the way out of bounds for him to go and catch it. That was nearly a backcourt violation. It's smart that Xavier Christopher was able to jump over the line.
Rabb works, turns, leaves it short. Been feeding him a lot in the second half. Orellano picks up the miss, and here's Terrence Mitchell directing this half-court offense for the Spartans.
This is a big possession for Cimarron. Cannot let this game get away from him.
Down by a possession. They feed it to their main guy, and a block called. Patterson's drawn 6 fouls tonight. You get a big guy with the ball in his hands way away from the hoop, and he draws a block as Jacob Bay's tagged with the foul.
And just take another look at this. Patterson, he knows that Bay's right up on him. He can drive right into him. He's not going to be able to get his feet set that quick. Just a smart play by Patterson to draw that foul.
Patterson back to it again, goes to the signature spin, gets his own miss, leaves it short again. Dakari Gill down low, somehow retains it.
You got to put up a reverse layup. He tried to go back again on that left side and just had a really terrible angle.
Drive, feed, Cardona, addition, dimes. And Dakari Gill gets in on the scoring for the first time this evening.
Beautiful feed from Cardona. We've seen that all night. He's got some great vision on the floor. And, of course, Gill wide open underneath the basket. That's a huge play for Cimarron. And, of course, down by 1. It goes a long way.
And for Dakari Gill, his first basket of the night. And a carry called there by the lead scorer, A.J. Duke, who had over 350 points on the year coming into tonight. Daryl Branham happy that his team gets the ball back. Duke had the carry to commit the turnover, but for Dakari Gill, number 4 in white, his first 2 points of the night coming down the stretch in the fourth quarter to make it a 1-point game, number 4 for the Spartans.
You can tell Coach Branham trusts him in this position to come in a massive game with massive implications down this stretch and get a basket.
Cardona driving, ball gets stuck, and it's a tie-up. Looks like the arrow with the Longhorns.
How about some wedgie action here? How many wedges have you seen?
Quite a bit.
Really?
Quite a bit. You're talking about when the ball gets, decent amount still.
Okay.
Drive inside, Duke. Oh man, he's attacking in transition from all angles. A.J. Duke tonight with 20 points.
He's all over the place. And now this is a position for Cimarron where they can catch Legacy off guard, and it looks like they did a really good job at getting back on defense. But when you break a full court press or even a half court press that quickly, it puts them in a really, really tough situation.
Cardona. A lot of dribbling from the point guard. Cardona takes it in the paint, matters into his own hands. Too high off the window. Longhorns transition. An offensive foul call by DeAnthony Rabb with the movement of the arm, and they turn it back over with 1:37 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, he gets called for the push-off here. You see him go out, and, of course, Terrence Mitchell, he didn't really need to sell it as he kind of got sent out of bounds. You don't need to do that. I mean, you have the advantage. You have a great look. Just cut to the hoop.
3-point game. 3 fired. Mitchell misfires. Gill gets the offensive board, put back up. And a foul again. Gerald Patterson has been a machine in getting to the foul line tonight. And he'll have a couple coming up here.
Yeah, I want to take another look at this foul. I'm not sure Rabb really, okay, no, he did put a hip into him a little bit. And of course, Gerald Patterson, through the contact, had to try and make something happen, as there's only roughly a minute left in this game.
.23 points for Patterson, but he misses the second foul shot. 2-point ball game. Minute to go. Coming down to the wire once again between these two. And a foul on Jacob Bay's drive. Not the worst thing for the Spartans with an early foul. Now they'll send the baseline out of bounds with the contact on the floor. 3 from Duke. Misfires, but a big offensive rebound by Jeffress, and he puts it back in. 2-possession lead for the Longhorns.
Oh, man, is that huge. Putting that one back up and in. Jeffries has been all over the place tonight, and that might have been his biggest shot so far.
Legacy up by 4 on the road, and DeAnthony Rabb committing a foul on Patterson on the ensuing inbound. The Longhorns full court press, but too much contact there. They sub in a few guards to try to swarm the pressure. As Rabb nearly with a crucial steal.
A little too much contact there.
Baseline jump shot from Gill doesn't go. Duke up the floor. He goes up and gets fouled. And A.J. Duke earns some shots at the line. 32 seconds left. His squad up by 4. A.J. Duke has taken matters into his own hands all night tonight. 19 points. They call that an intentional foul as well. So that is absolutely massive, as Duke will have opportunity at the stripe here.
Every shot is so big. Time really on Legacy's side, of course. That missed free throw hurts, but I mean, got a 4-point lead. Stick with it.
Aaron A.J. Duke, the senior, empty at the line. So misses 2 big foul shots, sitting at 19 points on the night. Couple of big games this season. The Longhorns lead by 4 into DeAnthony Rabb in a big bucket to extend it to 6.
This has been a phenomenal second half for DeAnthony Rabb, coming up very clutch as there's a steal, and that might be the dagger.
Don't commit the foul, but DeAnthony Rabb all night long, really all second half long, 10 points alone in the second half for DeAnthony Rabb, and been a big-time player all season. And for Legacy, 2 teams top 5 in the state, 2 teams 1 and 2 in the conference. Spartans won on the road in the first meeting, and now Legacy in position to come on the road and knock off a team that's yet to lose a conference game. After tonight, if the Longhorns hold on, they'll be tied for first place in the conference standings, as Jacob Bay misfires the second, made the first. 3 from Cardona. It's off. Offensive foul called as well there by Patterson with 8 seconds left. Legacy can start to feel it, about to seal out a road victory here.
To be able to set up for a charge in a moment like that, so huge from DeAnthony Rabb. Of course, the chances were looking slim for Cimarron, but they look even more slim, as that was a huge play from Rabb.
Making it happen on both ends. DeAnthony Rabb, especially to do it against a guy that's been drawing fouls all night. He gets a 3-point play there. You're starting to think differently, perhaps, about the chances. Still would have been very, very slim to be down by 4 if he would have converted the foul shot or not. But man, that is something where you look at what Legacy did in this ball game, starting on an 8-0 run, weathering the storm of a 16-0 run to respond, and then another 9-0 run for the Spartans to go up by 6 points in the second half, to then come away and be up by 7 as time is about to expire. Legacy has weathered multiple storms and runs by the Spartans on the road, and it shows why they're moments away from winning their 11th road game in their last 12 tries. It's a really good, strong team on the road, and the Longhorns about to be tied for first place in the conference with the Spartans as they throw it up the floor. And DeAnthony Rabb puts an exclamation point on this one. Double digits in the second half, and he puts a cherry on top on a sweet victory for the Longhorns. They win it 65-56, and DeAnthony Rabb leaves no doubt about it with a one-handed slam and a flex afterward.
Huge moment, huge play. Exactly what you said. Exclamation point on the game. Legacy gets a huge, huge win here.
The Longhorns top the Spartans as Cimarron-Memorial loses just their second loss in their last 9 games and first loss in league play this year. The Longhorns win it 65-59.
Dear Harlem Globetrotters, we love you.
I love your dunks.
Alley-oops.
The long shot.
4-point shot.
I love your history.
A trailblazer.
All the cool tricks.
You make me laugh.
Come back soon.
We're coming to Thomas and Mack Center on February 18th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
You're even prettier than the day we met.
Thanks, babe.
Your Honour, I object to this entire line of questioning on the grounds that it is not only irrelevant, but it also seeks to prejudice the jury against my client by introducing speculative and unfounded.
By the power of Keltron, I cast Magic Missile! Yes!
You're the youest you in your home. So make it your home your way with RC Willie.
Hey, Reese, you hungry? You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You got the coleslaw right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello.
The school rivalries, the roar of the crowd, the passion and drive, the team chemistry. One shot can win it all. It's more than a game. It's Las Vegas game time on YourView. Tune in for Virgin Valley versus Moapa Valley girls basketball on Cox Channel 51. Streaming at watch.yourview.com and the YourView app.
Longhorns win this tight ball game here as they now share first place with the Spartans of Cimarron-Memorial. 65-59 final scores. We wrap things up here on the broadcast alongside Spencer Patterson. I'm Will Catterley. Spencer, final thoughts from this one?
Yeah, I mean, for Legacy to come out and beat a really, really strong team on the road, just like Cimarron did early on in the season, to come out and do that is one thing. To do it with multiple players come out and just get fired up. I mean, D'Anthony Rabb, A.J. Duke, Zayden Jeffries all had huge games, all in double digits. I think that is so huge. I mean, just looking at the last game, it was A.J. Duke and D'Anthony Rabb that really took over, but to have Zayden Jeffries in there was the difference.
It absolutely was. A.J. Duke with a big night. D'Anthony Rabb with a big-time exclamation point on this one. Legacy wins it here on the road. Now having a share of first place. We thank you so much for watching tonight on YourView. For our great producer, Matt Stam, and director, Brett Casadante, we thank you for tuning in this evening. And for Spencer Patterson, I'm Will Connerly saying so long from Cimarron-Memorial High School here in Las Vegas. The Longhorns win it 65-59. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.
Dear Harlem Globetrotters, we love you.
I love your dunks.
Alley-oops.
The long shot.
4-point shot.
I love your history.
A trailblazer.
All the cool tricks.
You make me laugh.
Come back soon.
We're coming to Thomas and Mack Center on February 18th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
You're even prettier than the day we met.
Thanks, babe.
Your Honour, I object to this entire line of questioning on the grounds that it is not only irrelevant, but it also seeks to prejudice the jury against my client by introducing speculative and unfounded.
By the power of Keltron, I cast Magic Missile! Yes!
You're the youest you in your home. So make it your home your way with RC Willie.
Hey, Reese, you hungry? You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You got the coleslaw right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello.
The school rivalries, the roar of the crowd, the passion and drive, the team chemistry. One shot can win it all. It's more than a game. It's Las Vegas game time on YourView. Tune in for Virgin Valley versus Moapa Valley girls basketball on Cox Channel 51. Streaming at watch.yourview.com and the YourView app.
Get ready to go across America meeting the next generation of star athletes. We'll start with a top quarterback in Ohio, then make our way to Florida for a blue chip wide receiver.